Hello, lovers. How are you? I decided to do a short presentation before I actually did the presentation that is on your mini design because I felt like you did not really have an understanding. And if this was your first time having a human design reading, that you might not really understand the logistics of human design and why we do what we do with human design, or basically why I do what I do with human design and why I use it. And I like people to understand what they are doing, because I want um, for this not to just be more information for you to learn, but for you to actually have something that's applicable. Take it with you, try to experiment with it and have it in your life and actually use it. Like, if you start to use this system, you will slowly begin to understand just how vital it is to understand how your energy works, how you work, how you're supposed to work in the world, how you are such a unique being and a part of society and the collective as a whole, and that you are clearly designed very uniquely to bring something forth in the world, and it is very unique to you. Your soul has those tools in order to create something very authentic and original and innovative in the world. It may look like somebody else's, or it may look like something else, but it is absolutely you and your thing. And so human design is really the energetic blueprint of your soul. It is truly an amazing tool and modality. And so I'm really passionate about it and using it for life, connecting with our families, our children, understanding how we're supposed to work in the world, what we're supposed to bring, what our message is. And all of this just is so uniquely gifted for you. And I want you to be able to use this modality and not just have another experience where you're just learning something. And so I said, well, let me record this video, and then anybody else I do a mini reading for it, they can have it. And so I feel like I'm killing two birds with one stone, but actually gifting two birds with one stone. Okay, anyway, so I actually did a presentation. I'm a manifesting generator 6-3. So as a Manny Gen, I love questions. So this is right down my alley. And clearly I have a sacral that is causing me to generate a lot of energy. So when people ask me questions, I'm always excited to share my knowledge and to share what it is that I know about what they're asking me about. I love gifting information and helping people to understand at a different level. So anyway, gave me a chance to fix the end. So the House of Humanity presents Human Design Basics, and human design is the science of differentiation. And what that means is it's the design of the uniqueness of all of us. So here is what we call the human design chart. You will see both of these types of charts, and they are the same. You will see geometrical shapes, which are centers that correlate with the chakras. You will see color, which is what we call defined, and anything that is in color is defined and it is energy that you have accessible to you. The only difference that any of these colors really make you need to worry about is that on this side, there are black, which we call the personality side. This is how you know yourself to be. So if you were a Taurus or a Leo or Capricorn, you know, oh, well, I'm a Capricorn with the rising moon. So the Taurus would be your personality and how people of the outside world see you, or how you present yourself to be. And then the red side is the design side, which is your subconscious. You wouldn't necessarily say that you feel like this is you, which would maybe your moon sign. And so you have a side that is subconscious, your subconscious, and your conscious side is your personality side, which you will always see in black. Personality, who you are, will always be in black in every single chart. I have seen in some charts that the red will be a different color, but in the charts that I use, whether you go to Jovi Archives or you use My Body Graph, or you use what I use as genetic matrix, you will see black and red. So the next thing you will notice is that we have something called the mandala. The rave mandala is what the human design is is what the human design is made of and created of. And so a gentleman named Rahu Ra actually had a download, created human design. And what a download is to me is when we see the synchronicities of things and how they go together. And this is what he did. He was on a retreat, had a download, saw how all these things go together. And actually what's very interesting, just a little tidbit, is that he actually created human design for parents to understand their children better. So what you see here, it's comprised of the I Ching, which is the wheel on the outside of the ring. And then it is Eastern and Western astrology. And you will notice that you have some astrological signs in the inner ring. Then you have the Hindu Bhakram chakra system, which is normally we think of chakras as having 7 centers. Human design believes that we have been developed into 9-center beings. And so then you have the head, you have the ajna, you have the throat, you have the G center, the will, ego, and heart. You'll hear people call that 3 different things. The solar plexus, then you have the sacral. You also have at the very bottom, which is your root, and off to the left is your spleen. And so it's also comprised of the Kabbalah, the tree of life. If you turn this upside down, you would see that it actually looks like a tree, and then the body graph. Okay, and so when we're talking about the I Ching, what you will see is that the I Ching is developed with is 64 boxes, right? The 64 boxes is comprised of 6 lines, 6 different lines. You will have lines that are one full line, and then lines that are broken into 2 lines. And so the full line is the yang energy, the 2 lines is the yin energy. And so that's where you get the yin and yang energy of the I Ching. And they comprise of 64 different ways or representations of those lines. And that is what you see in the black. And so those 6 lines and 64, so 6 times 64 equals 384 different ways that you can have a representation in one body graph. Also took notes. I also took notes, and so when we consider these lines on the outside, they are called hexagrams. I didn't want to forget anything. And so again, the hexagrams are the yin yang energy that you see, and there's 64, it compromises of 384 altogether of different types of combinations that people can have. And as you can see, the more in depth you get into human design, you will see the texture is very unique, very interesting, because you can have so many different flavors because of the different alignments in this rave mandala of the numbers and the lines and the gates. So then in here, what you will see are correlating to the number of lines, you will see numbers which represent those different line configurations of the hexagram. And there are 64 of these, and we call these gates. So inside of the body graph, you are going to see numbers. So 1 to 64 in the correlation. And then on that, you will then see that some of them are actually, some of them are actually what we call defined or colored. And those are energy that you have direct access to. So if this was your unique human design chart, you would see that certain geometrical shapes, meaning the ones that correlate with the Bhakra chakra system, which is 9 of them, would be illuminated or defined. Then there will be some that are white, which mean they are undefined. So some people say colored and white. So the colored ones in are defined. They have definition. This is access to energy that is specifically yours. And again, no two charts are alike. And even if you found a chart, if you just I've never seen any charts that are like, I've seen charts that are similar, but with the combinations of different combinations of lines, which are after the dot. So over here, if you look at the two, my apologies, if you look at the two sides where you have the red boxes and the black boxes, if you look at the very top, you will see that they actually correspond with the numbers in the body graph for the numbers. And then after that is the line of the number. So over to the right, you see 34.6, 34 would be the gate, and dot, after the dot, the 6 would be the line. The shape above it is the sun at the very first one. After that, you have the earth, then you have north node, south node, moon, then on down. And so that's where the astrology will come into the chart and play out, right? And so moving along, just give you, I just really wanted to give you some flavor for what was going on here. Just to talk about this just a little bit more, what you see as well are lines here, the lines that connect. For instance, in the very middle, the middle body graph, you see that the very top shape would be the head. The shape under that would be the ajna, or some people call it the anji. The ajna is defined, which means there is energy that is accessible to you. So when you were born into this world, there was a soul blueprint that was incarnated in you 88 days before you were born to the world. Your soul dropped into your body, and your soul gets to be the passenger of your life going along for the ride, but your soul has its own unique flavor to it, right? And so this energy that you see represented in the body graph is your unique energy. So for this particular person, an individual, they have a defined ajna, and your ajna is your creative center. And we'll go over these in a little bit more detail in a few seconds. And I'll tell you what each one represents. I'll tell you what each line represents. And then we will go on to your own very specific individualized chart. And again, this is a mini reading. So this is very quick. There's nothing elaborate about what I'm saying, but I do believe that you need to have at least a basic understanding of what you're looking at, and not just random information that feels good. I don't want you to just feel good. I want you to be able to use this and apply it to your life so that you can actually get transformation, some results, because this is very esoteric, not exoteric. Esoteric is old, given to us by God, sacred information. We've been using this forever, okay? Astrology is not new, very old, sacred information. And so I really just want to express that religion to me is very new age, very new. It's always changing. It is always depending on how someone else interprets it. It's the same way with human design. There are going to be other, and I do encourage you to go out and listen and check out YouTube videos, other trainers. Karen Curry Parker does quantum human design. I love the way she teaches human design, because to me, quantum human design can be a lot easier to understand. The wording doesn't feel as heavy in quantum human design or as triggering. And that's the other thing I want you to know, is that the wording, the way that we talk about Napoleon Hill, I don't know why that's there. I just saw that. I got to take that out. It's from my other presentation, clearly. I used something, a quote from Napoleon Hill. But anyway, so again, all these things mean something. And what makes the things that you see light up or defined, colored in, is the fact that they have two gates that connect. Two gates that connect are called a channel. The gate again is the number. So in the very top, you will see the triangle at the top, which is the head center, has 64 and 61. It is white, which is undefined, and is white and undefined because it does not connect all the way through to give consistent energy to the 47 or the 24. So the only thing this person has lit up is the ajna, because it is connected to the throat at the 62. And through the 20, it is connected to the sacral. That right there lets me know that this person is a manifesting generator, okay? Because they have a actual motor to the throat, okay? And so any type of motor to the throat would make this person a manifesting generator. They could have their solar plexus or the root. Well, it'd have to go through the sacral, so it can't necessarily have the root, so it'd go through the solar plexus. Actually, you could have the will to it, which is the heart, because that is also a motor. So that is the four, that's kind of the explanation there as easily as I can give it. And so when you think about energy as if you were filling up a cup, but between two cups, if you were filling it up constantly with water, and if there was a straw connecting the two cups in between, so you got two cups, and let's just say there was a straw connecting and I was filling both cups up with water, those two waters have consistent flow through them, just like energy. Okay, and so this is consistent energy from the ajna through the throat, all the way down to the solar plexus. Okay, and so that is what we call a direct channel. And this is what definition is all about. Is about consistent energy and having energy and flow of energy. They have another channel available here to them, which is the 58 and the 18 from the spleen to the root. And so those channels are consistent. They have consistent energy and flow. What's interesting about all of this is that a lot of times where it's like a puzzle, all the time where we have this open space is access to learning, is where we get our greatest amount of learning and understanding, where definition already has energy there, so we already have access. This is who we are as people. This energy is steady to us. This person has a defined ajna, and each center means something. And so as we bring together this puzzle, you will understand what I am speaking of. So in the open spaces, if someone else has this energy of a defined head or anything, a G center, any place in these gates, this is how people attract other people, is through openness. This is where we learn things, open head, open ajna. This is where we experience other people, other things, and this is where we can learn. So that's what this is all about. Next. So let's go into the different types. The different types of auras is what this is all about. So manifestors, generators, MGs, manifesting generators, projectors, and reflectors. These are the four types of energy types. I don't really like this chart because I believe manifesting generators should have their own separate chart. They are their own separate category to me. I'm a manifesting generator 6-3. I function very differently. So when we look at the manifestor, let's talk about the beehive. The beehive is us as a collective, us as a collective whole, right? Think about each and every one of us have a tapestry or what we're supposed to thread through the collective in our iteration, in our existence at this moment. We all have a part to play of the connectedness and of the conscious oneness. And so we are completing our fabric and weaving through. And what this is all about is each person has something that they are here to do within the collective. And each layer from the type, which is either you're a manifestor, manifesting generator, projector, or reflector, or generator, right? Each type has a function in the beehive, the queen bee is here to inform. Queen bees can also be very repelling, very closed off. And so, but she's supposed to be, and people really genuinely tend to, um, they tend to be repelled by the queen. And so manifestors are just like that. These type of people are here to inform. They are big picture thinkers. So they have the idea of the hive. Big picture thinkers are what manifestors are. And their aura is kind of closed and repelling. Important, their strategy is to inform. They are here to inform us. They need to inform us before they make a move. So the people that are manifestors need to really learn their strategy, because when you don't know what your strategy is and don't understand how you're here to operate within the collective, meaning you need to inform us before you make drastic moves, because when you make really drastic moves, you throw everyone off and we're all like, what the hell, right? And so the not self theme is anger. And so the not self, meaning a lot of manifestors find themselves being angry because, number one, usually they have not informed. They are very headstrong. They have really big ideas and they really just do their own thing. And they are aligned to operate that way, to do their own thing, to have grand ideas and big thoughts, and to not be guided. They don't need guidance. They don't need outside influence or input. So that is the manifestor. And so Queen Bee, here to inform and give people the big picture. Generators, we are the worker bees. We're about 70% of the population. I think that manifestors may be like 9%. Generators are 70%. To include Mani-Gens, they would be 35, 36 in the percentage if you break them out. And so our energy is very open and eloping. You know, generators really call in people. We are designed to respond, which means that we are here to respond to the big picture ideas or ideas that are coming in to do the work. And so what that means as a generator, or when I talk about generators, I'm talking about manifesting generators right now as well. Our aura is open. So we're open to ideas and we are here to respond. And to know how we're going to respond correctly, the generator has a click, a yes, no type of energy. And so we can really feel, unless their authority is a different type of authority, if they are a pure generator or pure manifesting generator, meaning the sacral has the most energy, they're just here to respond. If you find yourself being frustrated, then that is your not self theme. You are here to find satisfaction. Manifestors here to find peace. Projectors are focusing and absorbing. So projectors really focus on, and think about, again, as bees, the worker bees of the hives are really here to do the work. So they get the big picture idea, yes or no, whether I want to do the work in this particular hive, or maybe I want to go to another hive and take a big picture idea from there. But they have a lot of energy. The rest of you, projectors, reflectors, manifestors, cannot keep up with a generator. Most of you need to go take a nap somewhere. You cannot keep up with the energy of a generator or a manifesting generator. They have unlimited energy that is spinning out of the sacral, which is the most powerful motor center that we have. Again, as I have, if you haven't ever been in my training, I always remind manifesting generators and generators that you do need time to rest. That is so critical. It is so important, because they think that you cannot burn out a Mani-Gen or a generator. Yes, you can. A generator can burn out. You got a generator to your house, it can run everything, but you keep going and using it the wrong way, using it when it isn't an emergency, it will burn out, right? You are here to respond to anything that comes out. So teaching people how to say yes or no, or yes or no, or giving you yes or no questions is very critical for you, because you will feel it. You have an or type of reaction. And we're really taught at a very young age not to use and but it's very important that you relearn how to hear that. Or if you feel yourself, somebody asks you something and you lean out, do you want to go to dinner at the Mexican restaurant at Mexico down the street? Like, and you lean back, that's a no, period. Go with it. Don't jump into your head and start overthinking it. Your body has an automatic response to who you are, and you need to just respond to with the yes or no. And that is if you are a pure generator, a pure manifesting generator, and you will see that in your chart. Okay. And so on to the projectors. The projectors, again, are focusing and absorbing, waiting for the invitation is your strategy. Okay. When it says waiting for the invitation, I remember human design is not supposed to be limiting. You're not supposed to feel limited by these things. And I know a lot of times people can feel very limited by feeling like I gotta wait for somebody to come to me. No, projectors are absorbing a lot of information. They know a lot of things. They can see the best work to position people as we are doing work. So let's think about the beehive again. The generators are doing the work. The queen bee is informing of the work that needs to be done. The manifestors and manifestor generators are doing the work, doing the beehive, and the projectors are the bees that are on the outside of the hive, kind of tooling around real close to the hive, and they're kind of directing everybody what to do and saying, hey, you need to be working over here, you need to be down here, you need to do this, you need to do that. You see what I'm saying? And so they're kind of great managers. They're great at directing people because they see the best in people, but they also again have a lot of information. The reason that they need to wait for the invitation is because a lot of times people aren't ready for the information that you have to give. And you will find yourself being rejected when you really have a need to be validated and approved for how much it is that you do know. But if you just go ahead and show off your work and what it is that you can do, you will soon be invited to an invitation, or you can, and therefore actually creating your own invitation. So don't feel limited by waiting for the invitation. And manifesting generators and generators, don't be limited by feeling like you have to wait to respond to things. You will feel things. Things will come up in your energy and in your essence, and you'll be like, does this fit? Now, there's so much more to be said about each one, but again, I said I was going to keep this simple, and I have a way as a manifesting generator to keep going. I don't want to do that. I don't want to hold you forever to this conversation, but I really find it important. And let me tell you what else. Once you find out who you are, your type, guess what? You can find out who your children's types are. You can find out who your partner's types are. And you can actually begin to understand that if you are a generator and your partner is a manifester, you can actually teach each other how to work in each other's energy much better, meaning your partner can ask you yes or no questions, so then you know how to respond and to go from your gut. Or you can then know that, oh my God, your partner's off and running as a manifester and doing something, and say, hey, don't forget to inform the rest of us of what you're doing, period. And so projectors, remembering to wait before you dump a lot of information onto your girlfriend, onto your husband, who is, a Manny Jen, giving him a whole bunch of stuff to do. Does he have the energy to do that? Of course he does. And, accepting a yes or no. Okay. So we are down to reflectors. Same thing with your children. Please, please, please remember babies, grandchildren, wherever you are. So reflectors are the ones that have no definition at all. None. Okay. And so all their centers are open, all their gates and channels are open. These people are very rare. Projectors, I think that you are somewhere around 21% of the population. Reflectors are 1% of the population. These amazing beings and souls are sampling everything. They can appear to be a projector, they can appear to be a manifestor or a generator, but really what they are taking in is the energy of other people, and they are mimicking it. They need to wait for a lunar cycle, 28 days, in order to make decisions. Their not self theme is disappointment. They can find themselves being very disappointed, but their job is to really observe. They need to look from the outside, and the best thing that they do is reflect back to us how we are being as a collective. And they have a very unique job. They are the bees, again, that are the stragglers on the outside of the hive that are way out there and looking and going, These are very amazing people, okay? And so that is where we are. And so again, about me, I'm Tanya Emanuel. I am the high definition coach and business mentor. HD used to stand for human design. I also have it in my profile because I love human design as one of the foundational pieces that I use in a lot of the majority of my work, because I know that it works for business. It works for creating deeper, more impactful relationships. And so this is what I love to use as one of my main modalities, along with many other modalities that I use, such as EFT, NLP, CBT, and all of them I have been certified for, and including, of course, as a life coach and business coach and a facilitator. And I have a bachelor's degree in business administration. And I have been working with top leaders for 20, 25 years in the corporate space, in radio and advertising. And I'm really passionate about supporting people. I call myself the supportress. But the biggest thing I am passionate about is people that are ready to create a legacy, but more importantly, ready to create a movement. I'm really passionate about big work, big ideas, being innovative about how we can change the collective, how we can change the collective as a whole, as a society. I love to support single moms who are in business, and a business that is here to create change in our world. And not necessarily that they are building a nonprofit or creating the actual foundation or platform that is making the change, but creating a business that is propelled by a soul mission that is infused into a movement that they support behind their business. So for instance, I'm deeply passionate about education and early childhood education and our educational system. I don't necessarily support support big nonprofits that that are out here, but I really love to support grassroots efforts. And the importance of my business isn't about education of the children, but it's about the mothers, because I believe the mothers are the root. We are the ones that really change the temperature of the room. We set the stage. And whether you are a single mom, America, we have 11 million single parents. 86% of those are single parent single women households. And so it seems to be the paradigm that we are living in, but I would like to reshape that paradigm and bring Black and brown relationships back into connection, back into alignment. I do believe in love and marriage and being held and supported and nurtured in the right environments. And that is how we do that as a collective. I went ahead and I put together a little snippet. So if you want to take a screenshot of Manifestor, here it is. Manifestors, you are here to inform. That's your strategy. If you find yourself being angry, you are out of alignment. Define motor centers connected to the throat is how you will know that this person is a manifestor, okay? So they'll have a defined motor center connected to the throat, and take a screenshot. If this is you, again, I go into more details. If you are a generator, you are here to respond. Your signature is satisfaction. Feel yourself being frustrated. You are out of some sort of alignment. You have a divine sacral center. You have pure life force energy. You know, you are the great creator of the collective. That's us, baby. Manifesting generators. Because you have that manifesting piece, you have a two-parter here. So you are here to respond and inform. So yeah, we are here to respond to what is going on in the outside world, but we need to inform people of what we're doing, because we come up with a lot of very big ideas as well. When we respond to something, we are very creative. So we will craft something, but we need to inform as well. And we also have a twofer in the not self of anger and frustration, but we are here to find satisfaction and peace. You will know us by a defined sacral center and a motor center connected to the throat, okay? And then projectors, you need to wait for the invitation, because sometimes we are not ready for all your brilliance, and people will reject you because they're not ready to take in the information that you have. And it can be an overload, overkill, but you can also create your own invitation by considering just sharing yourself, sharing your genius, maybe on stage or, in presentations, speaking up during team meetings, but also being careful of what invitations you accept. Be very careful what invitations you accept, because projectors will get invitations and they don't accept any invitation. Be mindful, because you still need to protect your energy. Projectors do not have a defined sacral, which means they don't have energy that is sustaining. So be very careful. They are very prone to feeling very bitter for not being recognized for who they are, but you are here to have a feeling of success. Take a screenshot. So the next, we have reflectors. Reflectors, you beautiful people, are sampling the world. They have no defined centers, and they are waiting for a 28-day lunar cycle, okay? And you're not self-themed. If you're out of alignment, you find yourself being disappointed, and your signature is always surprise. We are always here to surprise you, okay? That is the end of this flight, honey. I will see you the next time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope I did a good job. I hope I did it efficiently and quickly, and I will chat at you soon. And so next up, you will find me dropping you a line for your personal human design. And then I will also send you your PDF as well. Okay, take care. Love you. Bye. Oh, I guess I should say, if you do want a full reading, one that encompasses one for your business, or one, I do wealth by design, and I also do life by design. So if you are interested in either one of those, they are $555. If you, for some reason, have been in any of my containers or joined me anywhere else, let me know, send me a DM. I'm more than happy to gift you some flowers. And what I call flowers is a discount. And if you are interested in this, send me a DM and I will send you the link to have your reading done. And you can schedule it, and I'll also gift you some flowers and a discount. It's actually a very good discount. But anyway, ciao.